All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about the GOOVIS G3X headset or personal media headset. Now, there is a lot of different things to talk about in today's video. This is a very special headset to consume media with. We're going to talk about all of the different ways that you can consume media with this headset. And obviously, a lot of people are going to want to try to compare this to the Apple Vision Pro or the Meta Quest 3. And in my opinion, you really can. I think this headset is specifically for consuming media, where the Apple Vision Pro is like a computer. The Meta Quest 3 has its own operating system. I think with those headsets, that's basically what you're paying for. You're paying for the processors and the operating system and the batteries and the controllers. And the GOOVIS G3X doesn't have any of that. It doesn't even have a battery inside. It is very reliable on what you're plugging it into, which we will talk about. Now, this is a Kickstarter funded project. These are expected to start shipping in May. And I would, normally say what the price is of a product here, but I really can't. There's a bunch of different options. There's a bunch of different tiers if you're needing different accessories, which again, we will talk about because I do have some of the accessories here. So it really is going to depend on what it is you need this headset for. But what this headset is and what you're mainly paying for are the fantastic displays that are in here. Now, it is 2K overall. It's 1920 by 1080 per eye. It comes in at 3147 pixels per inch, and it has a 60 hertz refresh rate. Now, to kind of sum all of that up, it is very sharp, it's very clear, and it is very smooth. That 60 hertz refresh rate mixed with the resolution and everything that you're getting in this headset is basically one of the best looking media experiences you can get in a headset. Now, I've had the Meta Quest 3. I have not tried the Apple Vision Pro because that is just way too expensive. But the Meta Quest 3, as good as it is for watching media, it's not as sharp and not as clear as it is with the GOOVIS G3X. And that's mainly what I use the Meta Quest 3 for. I like to lay in bed and watch movies. I like to lay in bed and play games. And I don't like to disturb my wife, which she's obviously laying right there next to me. And that's where a headset like this comes into play. You can consume all of that media and not disturb anybody around you. Now, some other things about the screens in here is it's made to look like an 800-inch screen at about 20 meters or 65 feet away. That's basically like an IMAX theater right there in front of you to consume all of your media. And there's different ways that you can consume media with this headset, but what you're paying for if you just get like the basic package is just the headset. So you're gonna need some different things to be able to connect to different things. I use this plugged into a handheld gaming system. I've used it plugged into my laptop. I've used it plugged into an Android TV box, which is a portable one, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. So it kind of felt limitless, the different ways that I was able to use it, and everything was kind of seamless. And because there's no battery in the headset, the battery life always kind of depended on the device that you're plugged into. Even if you have a Samsung device that has DeX, or you have any kind of phone that uses the USB-C port, for display out, you can plug into that and it's using your phone's battery or it's using your handheld gaming device's battery. That is one less thing that you have to worry about, is like the battery going bad in the headset, because there's no battery in there. Now, the headset itself is very comfortable, it's very light. The way that it's built is it has it where most everything is kind of right there on your face. It has padding up top that's keeping it kind of pulled to your face, because there's only one strap that goes around the back of your head. Now, I do wish that there was a strap that went across the top of your head so that it would relieve any kind of pressure that you might feel on your face because of it having to depend on kind of being pushed to your face, especially if you're wanting to block out any outside light, because the headset you just kind of pull down onto your eyes, and then it has the silicone kind of mask around it to block out having any outside light affect what you're watching. So you do want it pulled pretty close to your face, but overall it's very comfortable because it's so light. It doesn't have all of those components in it that other headsets have. In fact, this one only comes in at like 200 grams. Some other things on the headset, because there's no power button, you do have two different USB-C inputs or outputs. You have one that's kind of hidden with like a little silicone piece that kind of fills in if you're not going to be using it. And I'll talk about how I used it in just a little bit. You have knobs underneath the headset, and this allows you to adjust to your vision. It kind of affects like nearsightedness. When I initially put the headset on, I thought it was a little bit blurry, but I noticed that I just had to turn the knob a little bit for each eye to make sure, you know, it just came in just perfect. And you can slide them in and out to get it to match up with exactly the position of your eye. So it kind of cuts down on seeing any kind of artifacts that you may see with other headsets that aren't like geared specifically to your eyes. So that is definitely convenient. Now on the top of the headset, you have brightness controls, and you also have a switch to switch between 2D and 3D. Now this is crazy how good 3D content looks on here. So if you have like, you know, maybe a Blu-ray player that has 3D content. So if you have like an adapter to go from HDMI to USB-C, this is actually an accessory that they offer. You can do that. And 3D content looks incredible. Regular content looks amazing. Again, I can't stress enough, if you're somebody that likes to just consume media, how great the screen is on this headset. Now it says that it has cinematic sound, and I do think the sound on here is okay. I do feel like the speakers are positioned a little too far from your ears. Now maybe that's to add space or add depth while listening to things, but what I really think that does is it makes it where other people are going to be able to hear it as much as you are, because you're going to have to turn it up more because it's so far away from your ear. So I did not prefer to use it this way, but luckily there is a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you could just plug in, you know, a pair of IEMs or headphones if you want to do that. But GOOVIS also offers a pair of true wireless earbuds, and it's basically like the Soundcore VRP10s. It comes with a little USB-C dongle so that you can have that 2.4 gigahertz connection. And this is where I used the USB-C connection that is on the top of the headset, because this does not fit into the one that's on the side just because of the way that it's designed. But once you plug that in, being able to get low latency audio out of those earbuds, and again, I do think that this almost mimics the Soundcore VRP10. It has basically the same sound quality. It is very boomy, it's bright, it's clean, it's detailed. So with action movies, feeling explosions are nice, or if you're gonna game on here, being able to feel gunshots and things like that is just kind of trippy. And the clarity of everything means you're gonna hear dialogue very well. It sounds great with music. It is a pair of Bluetooth earbuds as well. So you can, you know, stay connected to your headset with the USB-C dongle and also be connected to like your phone with Bluetooth. So if somebody calls in, you can answer a phone call and not have to like kind of just separate from what you're already enjoying. Now, some other accessories and some other things that I had while testing these, they basically offer a 4K Android TV box. It comes with a remote. It also comes with its own portable battery, so you don't have to be plugged into the wall. If you make sure that it's charged, you'll be able to have your headset plugged into Android TV. So it's basically like having an Android phone or an Android tablet strapped to your face. You can get all the apps that you're used to getting because it has the Play Store. And the way that I was able to use this is they also offer a USB-C or HDMI to USB-C adapter. And this is what's going to make being able to use a lot of different accessories a little bit easier, because if you don't have something like the Steam Deck or maybe a phone that can just use a direct USB-C to USB-C connection for display, you are going to need something to convert anything that's using HDMI. And again, these are all, you know, accessories that are available on their site, or they actually offer them in bundles. So if you don't want just the headset, you can buy a bundle that will include the Android TV box or the HDMI to USB-C converter. They also offer, you know, some accessories like the USB-C cable if you don't already have one, and they also offer a pretty nice hard case to be able to keep all the accessories and the headset itself in. So it really just kind of comes down to what it is you may need if you're looking into getting a headset like this. The experience that I had, I can't stress enough at basically how it's like having a high-end TV strapped to your face and isolated from everything else. It's dark, you don't have light bleeding in, the display is huge, it's clear, plugging it into my ROG Ally and being able to play games on what essentially looks like an 800-inch display. It's very easy because the ROG Ally treats it as though it's like a 1080p 60 Hz display. So it's not power hungry with trying to get the visuals that you're getting out of this headset. Plugging it into my laptop. So if I need to edit a video and my laptop's a smaller screen, but I need to really be able to see like all of Premiere Pro, it's just massive. It's so clear. And Netflix and HBO Max and all of the video streaming services that you're used to using that Android TV box just looks amazing in the headset. Again, I know I keep talking about how everything looked incredible, but I've tried so many different headsets, and as convenient as a lot of them are, the display just hasn't wowed me like it has on the GOOVIS G3X. So my overall opinion is you're basically paying for a device that allows you to get one of the best like personal media experiences out there without having to spend obviously $3,500 on the Apple Vision Pro. And I've seen some other headsets that are over $1,000. And again, you can't really compare this to headsets like the Vision Pro or the Meta Quest 3 because it doesn't have all of the different things that you're paying for, and it allows you to just focus on paying for what's most important if you're somebody that just consumes media, and that's having a sharp, crystal clear, colorful, bright display that's just super smooth at all times. This is just a fantastic headset. But it really is just gonna come down to if that's what you're looking for. If you need an operating system, or if you want VR or AR, and you want it where you don't have to be kind of tethered to anything to be able to take advantage of it, this is where this headset may not be for you, because it is very dependent on whatever you're plugging into. And I found that to be convenient because that just allowed flexibility for all of the different things that I use on a day-to-day basis. But guys, that's my video on the GOOVIS G3X. Again, it is a Kickstarter funded project, which I will have linked in the description so you can get all of the different pricing levels that you can buy this at. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.